Welcome to Inventor Camp Professor. I'm Sydney, your Inventor Camp Professor, with one of hundreds of online video tutorials available free at www.inventorcamp.com 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. My goal is to be your personal Inventor Camp mentor, always available to show you the best ways to get to where you want to go in Inventor Camp. In this lesson, we'll be talking about our new operation called inter-operation movements. Previously, when I would finish one operation on one side, say this face over here, and then have to do another operation, say in this hole over here, the way the tool would move from this area to this area was it would go up to its predefined clearance area on the actual machine itself. Then the part would turn, and then the tool would come back down to this area, machining this area, and it would do the same for every single one of the areas that we had to do. In other words, it will go all the way back up to the very top of the predetermined area where it had to retract to. Now, let's take a look at some of the operations I've done here. First, I've done a face mill on top of this part, and then I've done a profile operation inside this hole over here, and then I've continued by doing another profile operation in this hole over here, and in this hole. Now let's take a look as to how I can control actually how it goes from one area to the next. If I go to my actual operation that I've done, right click on it and go to add operations, you'll see we have now something called inter-operational movements. This is done in between two operations. Let's take a look at what I've actually done here in one of them. When I open up the window, all we have is just one window that we have to deal with. We tell it what kind of clearance we want to use, whether it be going up to a plane, a cylinder, or a sphere. And in this particular case, since I'm working on a 5-axis machine, I'd like to go up to clearance area of a sphere. We tell it what the radius is we want of our sphere itself. And over here, we can actually tell it where we want the center point of our sphere. Now, in this particular case, my home position is at the very top center of the part itself. So what I'd like to do is just move my center of my sphere down towards the bottom of the part, and I've put in a value of 32 millimeters. Let's take a look at the actual toolpath, and as you can see, what's happening, you can see we have our face mill. Then when it finishes, it goes up and then around in a sphere around to this next area over here. Now, I've done this actually for every single one of these operations to get from one area to the next. Let's take a look now at our machine simulation. Now, in our machine simulation, you'll see that we'll be working on the very first top of the part, at the face mill on top. And now when it finishes, the tool will go up at a minimum level according to the way I programmed it. And you can actually see it turning just above the part, saving us a lot of time, instead of going all the way up to the very top of the machine itself. For more Inventor Camp Professor tutorials, please go to our website, www.inventorcamp.com, and look under the tab called Inventor Camp Professor. Thank you for joining us on Inventor Camp Professor. Take care and have a nice day.